Hey, what's going on? My name is RoboDessert, and welcome to Kādomon Hyper Auto Battlers. This is a prologue version of the game, a little early preview build. We have seen iterations of this game in the past. This is the most recent build, so we're going to dive in. Big thank you to Dino, Rocket, and Fireshine Games for giving me a chance to check this out early. I have played through it a few times, this little prologue here, so I have some more info on the full run. At the start of each run, you're shown one of 3 Kādomon that you can choose from. For this prologue, it's always been these 3, but I think in the full game, they'll show 3 random ones each time you start a new one. One of my favorites, Munku here. Every time they get hurt, their attack goes up, and when they're super down here at the bottom, when that energy fills up, they deal 50% of their attack to all enemies, which can be very powerful. I love a good AoE attack system here. So we're going to go with them. And this game is described as a creature collector meets an auto battler, except it's kind of more like Slay the Spire meets Super Auto Pets. There is creature collecting. You can see these are the creatures that are in this realm over here, but at least in this preview build of the game, you don't really collect them. You find them, you encounter them, but you don't get to carry them forward into new runs. There may be something where, you know, once you encounter one, it sort of unlocks that for future runs as a potential starter. But for now, you're just given those 3 to choose from at the start. There is also a little type chart here that shows weaknesses and advantages and disadvantages. The one that we started with, Fire, is unsurprisingly strong against grass, ice, and bug. I really like that they include this in the game so you don't have to look this up every time or take your own notes. So when we choose our starting area down here, we might look for one that starts with ice or bug, grass, etc. Let's go with this guy right here, Ice and Dusk. And now we're up against this Skimu here, which deals with Decay, which is sort of like a poison mechanic, but we also start with Knock over here. This is just like a little extra guy they throw on the start of your team to get you started and help give you a little boost at the beginning of the game. Let's start the battle here. I'm going to turn the speed of the fight down just a little bit so we can see it's sort of at normal speed. Give you an idea of what the fights look like. Everything happens on its own, as with every auto battler, every attack, etc. Each creature has its own speed, which determines how often it attacks in battle. And as you position your units, whichever creature is at the front takes the damage from all the enemies first, and then it works back from there, etc. At the end of a fight, you get these rewards here. You get gold, which you can spend on future rewards. You get to recruit a Kādomon from the enemies that you just faced. So we'll be taking the Skimu here, adding them into our team. And then you have these 2 sort of counters up here. Right now they're at 0 for the first battle. So this one will allow you to gain an extra item at the end of a fight, and this one will allow you to select a field upgrade. These will go back up to higher numbers, and then once they reach 0 again, you get to choose those rewards again in your reward pool. We're going to pick an item here. Some items are one-time use, some of them are active all the time. We are going to do this one here. On ally attack, gain 1 splash. On attack, deal 1 damage per stack to enemies. So we're going to go with that so we can boost our attack even more. And this is an effect that will always be active for all creatures. I haven't actually checked if this affects the enemies, but it definitely affects everyone on your side of the field. So on ally ahead hurt, gain 2 strength. We're going to go with this one as well, boosting that attack damage even more. We're going to put you on you. You're going to be our main little attack guy there. You got a nice low speed, that gray 8 number there, attack damage of 8 and health of 16. I just like Mon. He's a nice, solid working Mon. You know what I mean? Move that around a little bit. So at the start, or before each battle, you come to the shop here, where you can purchase new creatures or new items. You also get these restock tokens, which you can use to completely restock everything in the shop. We only have 2 gold right now, so we're not going to be purchasing anything. We'll just move on to the next fight. And we get to pick our path through this map here. There are different regions as well, so depending on which region you are in, you'll see different types of creatures. And you do encounter some like campsites and mystery events similar to Slay the Spire. One of my major complaints is a lot of these individual sites don't feel impactful. I'll show you once we get there, but the fights are really where it's at for me so far, because then you get to encounter more creatures. For now, we're just going to jump into the fight. We only have a couple of creatures, so our strategy is not as important just yet. This guy's just going to continue to deal damage and just absolutely demolish that guy right there. There goes that attack on all enemies. We probably... okay, we're fine. We made it through just fine. Get more experience. They do level up and evolve into new forms. Recruit a Kādomon. Let's see here. On hit, gain 50% of its thorns as shield, and its super is gain 2 thorns. When an ally gains shield, grant them 2 energy. Grant allies ahead 2 shield. I'm going to go with Pup Ice here. We've got a little fire and ice combo now. 1, I just love dogs, and 2, this is the best that will work with the rest of our team. Come back to the shop here, and you can see these little item numbers have gone up again. So once those reach 0, we'll gain more rewards. Another thing that you can keep in mind when you're deciding your team is you have this sort of chart up at the top here, and this shows you how many of each type of creature you have on your team. So right now we have 1 lightning, 1 dusk, 1 earth, etc. If you stack multiple of the same creature type, you gain special abilities that will affect you, all of your creatures in combat. So for instance, on this one, if you had multiple of lightning type enemies, then on ally attack, it would grant all allies extra energy, etc. And so there's a different one of these for each individual type of creature. So that's another thing that you can keep in mind when you go to decide what kind of Kādomon you want to recruit for your team. All right, so we're up against some bug type, some fire type, Slamalama. I have noticed that the type advantage, they don't specify like the amount of damage like increase that say like a fire versus a grass, like if it's 25% extra damage, etc. It hasn't seemed that impactful to me so far, or if it is, it's not especially obvious. So I don't always worry about that too much. I definitely worry about it when I'm building my team in terms of boosting this, but overall, I wish that the type was a little bit more impactful. But for now, we're just going to go with this. We don't really need Knock in the equation. They don't have a super. We're just going to go with this here. Start the battle off. We'll speed it up this time. You can see the different effects happening down below. This white bar is each creature's speed that determines when they attack. The yellow bar is their energy for their super, and the red is their health. If you lose a Kādomon, they just come back at the end of the battle, so you just have to survive the battle. All right, let's see here. On attack, apply 1 poison. On attack, apply 1 slow. I'm going to take this one here. We're going to recruit another Kādomon. None of these quite work with what we have going on. Deal 5 to the lowest max health enemy and move them forward. This could be useful for moving some other creatures around if they're in the back. I'm going to go with this here. 2 gold. We could have gone with an extra one of Skimu here, but I don't really want to continue to boost that. So we're going to release our Naka. Whenever you release a creature, it adds experience to your full team, and the experience level is determined by the level of the creature that you release. So if it's level 2, it'll grant your team more experience than level 1, etc., etc. So I'm going to add this in the team here. And now we can see what's in the shop over here. I do kind of want to pick up one of these creatures here, maybe a Pup Ice, to grant us some extra XP. I'm also a big fan of Okapage here, specifically, some Kādomon have special abilities besides just their attack effects and their super. Okapage here has Pierce, which allows them to attack the enemies behind the front enemy every time they attack, which can be very effective for just getting through a whole team of enemies. Though I have found that this can sometimes bite you in the butt for some boss fights. So for now, we're just going to leave it at this and maybe buy this Pup Ice to boost our Pup Ice over here and almost level them up. They got a lot of experience there. And we will move forward to the next fight. Really chose a very straightforward path over on the side here. Not as much variety, but that's okay. I still like the fights the most, so let's get in here. And now we have multiple fires, so you can see this fire field effect is active at all times on start. Grant all allies 2 attack. So it will deal more damage, which is great, again, for our Munku here. We might actually move this guy to the front. They can soak more damage with 23 health. We do want this guy to get hurt, but they don't have that much health right now, so we don't want them to get killed before their super can activate. So we're going to go with that and start the battle off. And then you can see they have the extra attack right there. And we're already eliminating some of that team. Let's go. You're out of here. Goodbye. Goodbye. Moving forward there. They got some extra strength. Uh-oh. It's getting close here. They have a summon come in here that you can see is temporary right there. There's that fire damage going to the whole team, and we come out on top again. And here's our first evolution of Pop Ice. I have not seen what this evolves into, so I'm excited. Into Core Glue. Okay, I'm a very big fan. Pokemon does this all the time. It's very stupid, but it's very cute. I love these like silly dog creature creations. Okay, I'm a big fan of it. I want more of it. So when they level up, they get more health, more attack. Their speed doesn't always necessarily change, but their super and their effect here is also boosted. So every time their super is activated, we're now granting allies ahead 4 shield, and whenever an ally gains shield, it grants them 3 experience. Now, I don't think that this will trigger this 4 times. I think it's 1 instance of gaining shield. So now we get to get a new field upgrade, gain 5 after every battle, lose. Oh, so this morale system here, this is morale. You have 100 morale. So when you lose a fight, you lose morale. If that morale reaches 0, then your fight is over, or your run is over, and you have to start fresh. And as you can see right here, on battle lost, lose 10 morale for each enemy remaining. So the more enemies there are, the worse it is for your loss. This right here, loose gems, is actually going to work great with Popeye, so I think we're going to go with that, and it just adds a lot of defense to our team as well. So let's go with that right there. I'm going to recruit a Kādomon. I don't really think we necessarily need any of these on our team. This could actually be very effective for that energy gain from before. I might actually go with Prees here. Gain 2 gold. Okay, and let's actually get Skimu off. Let's do this. We're going to move our team around here. We'll get rid of Skimu. Get some XP going around here. These two together should keep our team nice and energized and boosted with a lot of extra shield. So let's try this out and see if this is an effective strategy. And now we have one of our first sort of events. So this is a campsite, and you usually have a couple of options here. You can add a type to a creature. They can have a maximum of 3 types. Again, I never use this, at least in this prologue, because the types don't seem that impactful. I will boost one of our team here with 30 XP, and I will grant that to Munku. Now we can see Munku's evolution here. Again, going to be a beefier boy, more effective in combat, more health, more attack. You can see what they have now. A lot of extra health there. And now when they're super activates, they deal 75% of their attack to all enemies. So that's going to be huge. And again, they only require 16 energy to use that. That's nuts. That's got to be nerfed. All right. We're going to go to a mystery event now so you can see one of these. These always feel very... not totally ineffective, but I wish there was a little bit more going on with some of these special events. So you are wandering through a glittering cave. A continuous crunching clamor can be heard deeper in the cave. A deposit of Babberel are unearthing and munching down on rare minerals and gems. We're going to follow them deeper into the cave. Continue. And it doesn't actually say what that did here. If we look in our pack, we didn't get any extra items. So that didn't really seem to have any effect on anything going on. If it did have an effect, it doesn't specify what it was. So that's like kind of a note that I would like to add for the developers there. If you see this, what does that do? What does that do? I don't know. We're going to get back to the fighting here because I think it's more interesting here. So now we have this team going on over here, and now we actually have our ice doubles as well. An ally faint, apple, 3 frost to all enemies. I think it's supposed to be apply, but I'm going to say it apple now forever. Let's start this battle off. Let's see how our little ice team keeps us afloat here. See right there, already dealing a massive amount of damage to the whole team right there. This Chimpire here is just a powerhouse at dealing damage to a whole team. Very effective. We've got a lot of shield going on here. Maybe it's just because there's so many different effects, but you can see down here at the bottom, they have different effects here, but the shield is actually applied by their health bar, which I think makes sense, but if you're looking to see what effects a creature has, it's now split into 2 different places, which can be a little confusing. But that seemed like a pretty effective pairing there. Fire and ice, who knew? On start, apply 2 sleep to all enemies. Target skips their next attack, remove 1 stack, remove a stack on being hit. So it just slows the enemy team down for now. I think that would be very effective. We'll recruit a Kādomon. None of these are going to be added to our team at this time, so we can just kind of select at random, and then we can release them and grant our team XP, and we'll get some more gold for the shop here. So we can add this to just kind of whoever is on our team. We might add Pump Ice here just for some extra XP. We could also add Slam-a-Llama, which would instantly level them up. I think we might do that. And now we have Luchador. God bless everyone coming up with creature collector creature names. Move forward here. We don't need anything else in the shop. This is a little bug that I think I've seen once before. We actually did purchase something, but our gold didn't actually go down. I'm not going to purchase anything else because it feels dirty. So we'll just move forward, act like that never happened, and we'll move forward into another fight here. And as you see, as you get farther down that map, the other enemy team also starts to level up as well and get stronger. So that's definitely something to look out for. You definitely want to make sure that you're leveling up your team as much as possible. But we're going to move forward with the battle, leave our lineup exactly as is, and push on. Everyone has a lot of shield now, which means that they got a lot of energy. This guy was able to do a lot of damage to the whole team. We almost eliminated their entire team before they even really had a chance to get into the fight, which is great. And just like that, another victory. Our morale is looking great. My team feels awesome. And again, nothing here is being added to our team, so we can skip for 5 XP, but I think we get more XP if we select one and then release it in the store. Take another 2 gold. Let's see how much XP this grants here. Yeah, right there. Give everyone 10 XP. So that was actually worth more than not taking a creature at all. So I don't know why you wouldn't do that. It doesn't really seem beneficial to just take that 5 XP there. Blizzation. Love this. On start, grant allies 4. Grant front ally 8. This is awesome. I love it. And he's got a pillow. He's ready for first class fights. Let's go. And again, we have extra money here. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to try to avoid using it. We technically only have 2. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be an honest content creator. Another mystery event here. All right. You see a yellow blur swiftly buzzing about in the distance. On closer inspection, a lone beating is training in the woods. You spot a beating having a beating hive a short distance away from the beating. Train with the beating. A unit gains the physical type. I think actually one of the best reasons to add the types to extra creatures is to boost the stats up here. So right now, we only have 1 physical, but we could add physical to another creature type and kind of bump this up to another level. But I think I'm going to go with Train here. And we can add this effect to a new teammate, which grants them more damage in combat. Let's go with, let's just boost you up. Chimpire to the moon. I don't really pay attention to the type as we move through the map because, again, I don't really think the type advantage matters that much, at least in my experience. Maybe that's a fool's way to look at it, but I've been called a fool before, so I'm going to just stick with it. Right there, Chimpire just eliminating the whole team. I love him. My spicy battler. Yeah, I could definitely see sinking a lot of time in this as they release more and more Kādomon to play with. There's just so many different combinations that you can do. Instantly gain 40. We don't need any. Each ally applies 1 to a random enemy. I don't think we need that. On ally super, deal 1 damage to all units. All units. I don't know if I want that. Let's do it. We'll take that. There's definitely a lot of different strategies that you can use as you move through. There are summoning strategies. There are healing strategies. There's all kinds of different stuff, so I'm very curious and excited for what's going to be in the final game. I'm going to select this balloon here. Recruit 1. Ooh, let's take a Crease and gain that bonus XP there. Nice. Love it. All right. Let's apply this to you. You're the only one that doesn't have anything. Continue. Let's go to a mystery event. Let's see what we got here. A magic orb appears in front of you, begins to glow, and seems to be emitting a strange energy. Apply a random permanent field effect. Random Kadomon becomes random typing. Gain a random item. Let's gain a random item. Why not? But let's move on to the final boss. So this boss here, this is the same boss that they have in every run for the prologue here. So I have fought this boss before. I know what they do. On hit, they collect scrap, which once their super activates, however many scrap they have, they build a unit with health equal to that scrap. And then when those enemies die, they heal the boss for their total health. They heal all allies for their total health. So we just want to burn that boss down as fast as possible. We want to burn through the other enemies. Just want to constantly be dealing... Oh, this is a lot of damage there. What is your attack right now, my friend? Massive? Love it. So you can see that scrap building up here as we continue to attack it. So really what's effective against this boss is not a lot of small hits, because every time they get hit, they gain scrap. You want less hits that are more impactful, which I think our team is pretty well set up for here. This guy is gaining so much shield right here. We've got them almost down to half health, and there comes that scrap enemy there. And when they die, they will heal the boss for their total HP. There they go, healing for 65 there, but we are dealing more damage than they can heal, so I think we're in a really good spot to just push forward. I'm going to speed this up to the hyper speed here, because this is hyper auto battlers. Kādomon, let's go. Sounds like I'm saying Kādomon, like every creature here is just a cow. It's not the case, though. They're getting slower as well. You see that frost building up on the boss over here. That is really helpful for us, because that means they can't build their scrap creatures as quickly as they probably would like to. They continue to build up that scrap, so once that scrap is built, it will be more effective. But I think we might even be able to burn them down before they get healed. They only have 16 HP left. This guy can continue to damage them. There we go. Now we just kill that one. And we take the victory. There we go. That is everything that's available in the prologue right now. You can check this out if you join the Discord starting on January 22nd or February 1st. This prologue will be coming to Steam as a little demo, so you can play it there. That is everything that they have had in this so far, but you can play it multiple times, choose different starting creatures, encounter different creatures, build some different teams. There's still a lot of different options just in this prologue. But thank you so much for checking it out, and I'll leave the Steam link and the link to their Discord in the YouTube description down below. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you found this interesting, and I'll catch you around on YouTube.